What's up YouTube, I'm Jables, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be opening up this Remnant Stormtrooper from The Mandalorian Season 1. This is TMS 011, and this is a particular Stormtrooper I've been excited to open up for a while just because of the level of the detail in the armor. These guys are the remnant of the Imperial Army, which after the second Death Star blew up, they haven't had much support, and their armor's pretty beat up, maybe showing the struggle that they're having, trying to keep control over the areas that they used to control, but it's a pretty cool piece here. I think this is going to be a pretty basic figure, but it's the level of detail on the armor and the paint apps that I'm really excited about. So let's go ahead and dive into it and see what's inside the box. Alright, so here's a closer look at the box here. TMS 011 Remnant Stormtrooper. It's got nice detailing on the figure there. Pretty basic pose with him, just pointing his blaster. Looks like he comes with another pistol here, so he might have two blasters. Gonna be a pretty basic figure other than that, I think. You got a different stance on this side of the box. It looks like he's kind of waving through people in a line or something like that, just patrolling. Oh man, the detail looks really good in the pictures. I can't wait to open this up and see what it really looks like, all the dirtiness on it. Alright, let's open the box, see what's in here. As always, there's a really cool piece of artwork on the front here. It looks really cool with two of these guys side by side. I wish I would have picked up a second one, I just don't have the space for them. Really high level of detail on this print. They just look so good. It would be really cool if somebody took all the pictures from these boxes and scanned them into a photo form so you could have like a poster on the wall, like a digital poster that just flipped through these. Something I might think about doing in the future if I can figure it out. Yeah, looking in the box here, looks like he comes with 5 extra hands. And let's take a look at those real quick. Looks like there's some pretty cool detailing on here. Yeah, they've added quite a bit of grime and dirt on this just to match the rest of the armor. Gloves look pretty good, nice and shiny, not a lot of wear on the gloves themselves here, but on the armor piece on the back of the hand, really cool detail. You got this kind of open palm halting action here on this one. And for the other two of his left fists, it looks like he's got like a trigger finger here and a fist, so pretty cool. Awesome detailing. Now it comes with one less right hand, but it has a little bit more detail on this hand. It has some cool like either rusting or yellowing, kind of dirtiness on the right hand that the left ones don't have. I like how they match. That's some cool detailing that they added to differentiate from the right and the left hand so they're not exactly the same. It looks really awesome. Looks like he comes with the typical E11 blaster here that we've seen with some of the other figures so far, with the stock that is functional. Classic Star Wars Imperial weapon here, so pretty cool. And he comes with one more sidearm here, a nice pistol, looks pretty awesome. Has a nice scope on it. I never knew why they had scopes on there when they never aimed. As a child, I like to think that they had like a tracking system in their helmets that matched up with the gun so they didn't actually have to use the scope, but I'm actually not sure if the Stormtrooper helmets are that advanced or not, but maybe somebody down below can let me know if they know the answer to that. That's not a lot of accessories that he comes with, just a couple of guns and some hands, but I don't think this figure was too expensive when he was in stock, but I think he's out of stock now and has gone up quite a bit. I've had this one for a while, I just haven't opened it yet, so this is going to be cool to look at this. Man, there's a lot of cool detailing on here. A lot of scuff marks, dirtiness, a lot of intense fighting, maybe to try to keep control of the territories that they ran when the Empire fell. But really cool. Let's take the plastic off the hands and feet real quick. Alright, so he's a pretty basic looking Stormtrooper, just a lot of extra dirt here. Let's look at the arms. We have a single joint on the elbow and no ratcheting of any kind. Yeah, some fair movement. You can kind of go not quite all the way out on his arms. They come up pretty good. Almost 90 degrees and they kind of just sag a little bit there. It goes back. Yeah, almost. Yeah, I'm kind of feels weird turning it that much. You can kind of see the fabric twisting a little bit there, but yeah, you get some movement out of them. These pieces are on some elastic there, so you can kind of move them around and kind of put them where you want. There's no head under this guy. It's just on a peg, so you can kind of a lot of movement maneuvering down. The neck moves, pivots on the top, and also rotates on the bottom. So quite a bit of movement there. You can do whatever kind of a scene you want. Have him laying on the ground, looks like he's dead. There's some great potential here with this head to do some great like posing. I really like the level of detail on this. This is the reason I bought this figure. I think I have only one Stormtrooper, actual Stormtrooper. Everything else has got to be kind of unique and different from each other for me to add it to the collection, I think. This almost looks like a zombie type Stormtrooper, which would be really cool to get some zombie Star Wars figures, but this is pretty awesome. Like, look at that burn mark on the back of the leg there. Just a lot of dirt and grime. Moving his leg up, because this belt, this piece flips up a little bit, but the belt doesn't really, I guess it pivots a little bit, but yeah, you're not getting a whole lot of movement out of that leg going up and down, so, and back. You're pretty limited to what you can do there. The knee itself, single jointed, but has a lot more movement backwards than the top of the hip does. These pieces kind of slide up and down, and you can kind of pivot them, you know, to match what direction his leg is facing if you want to make it look a little more realistic in the posture of his legs. You get some nice movement with the foot here. If you push the this kind of armor, this lower leg armor piece up a little bit, you can kind of see, you know, it's connected to a joint. There's actually two joints in there. You got the bottom one, and then you got another one that's moving. So it gives it a lot of ability to move the foot around exactly where you need it to be, and that's pretty cool. They feel nice and tight. That's some pretty good function there. I just wish that the top of the thigh here, you know, moved forward and back just more than a hair. That kind of sucks, but yeah, I really think this figure looks pretty sick. I'm really happy with the level of detail that they put into this figure. It would be really cool to get him next to the Client, but I don't think the Client was a big enough character that they'll ever do a Hot Toys figure with him. It would be cool. I think if they did make a Client, I'd be more inclined to pick up a couple more of these guys, or maybe one more just to have them around him. Kind of like the Emperor with his Royal Guards, just to have a couple of these guys standing around that. It'd be pretty cool. I don't know if a lot of people would like that in their collection or not, but I would. It'd be pretty awesome. So let's put some guns in this guy's hands and do a couple of poses. All right, I really like posing this guy, except for the fact that these don't move very much, but it looks really cool. Just having him kind of sitting like this, I think somebody should spend the time to do like a stop motion, like robot dance or breakdancing video with this guy. Would be pretty cool. I don't have the time or the knowledge how to do that, but I don't know, I was messing around with this and kind of doing this, and I was like, oh man, this would be really cool for like a stop motion video. So if anybody's good at stop motion, there's an idea for you. Take a Stormtrooper, do some like robot dancing with it. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with this guy. Glad to add him to the collection here. So let's go find a spot for him on the shelf and get him with the rest of the Mandalorian figures. Alright, so here's the Remnant Trooper on the shelf with the rest of the Mandalorian figures here. It's time for the Space Trooper to make his way off of this particular shelf. One thing I forgot to mention when I was posing this guy is that the bottom of his feet are not perfectly flat. They have this kind of curve to them on the toes, like upward. and it makes it a little bit unstable when you're trying to pose him, especially when I put him on the turntable and it was spinning. He was kind of rocking back and forth and falling over, so I wish they would have made that a little flatter so he would just stand up better on his own. But I put him in here with the stand anyway, so I think one day I'd like to go through this whole shelf and have these guys stand up without their little stands. That'll be some other time when maybe I'm trying to cram more in here and I get like a riser on the back side or something like that. But I think he looks pretty cool. Definitely happy to add him to this shelf that I got going on here from the TV series. What do you guys think about this figure? Do you think he's just kind of lame? Or do you think it's kind of unique and cool to have? I think he's going to be a harder figure to find later because I don't know if they made a whole lot of these or not, but pretty rad in my book. Just not a lot of accessories and a couple of flaws with the posability here, but pretty cool overall. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Hope you guys have a good one. Take it easy.